with a 1st and 10 and Austin Ekeler. He breaks free into the secondary before he is brought down by Denzel Perryman with a burst of 8. And Ekeler's back in. And again, he breaks a tackle and takes it by midfield and picks up 4 on the play before he's brought down by J.N. Brown. Ekeler in, 2nd and 7. It is Ekeler. Oh, the nice block by the tight end Everett. And look at that bulldozing move by Ekeler, who runs for 8 the hard way and achieves the 1st down out to the 20-yard line. This was a top 5 offense in the NFL a season ago, that of the Chargers. Belly in, blocked by Slater. Herbert on the move. Flag is thrown. Makes a move and then belted from behind by the charging middle linebacker. Perriman, gain of 12 as it stands. 31-yard line, 3 timeouts. Ekeler in the backfield in the call with a nice sealing block by Johnson. Zion Johnson, a sealing block. Carter on the move. Herbert, oh, they come at him. It's a screen pass to Ekeler. Breaks one tackle of Robertson. Ushered out of bounds by Abram. Catch and run, 1st down. It's a gain of 13 on the play to the 40-yard line. Trying to draw the defense off. 3rd and 5.
He had to go silent count there, though, Kevin.
He did indeed. Ekeler, and a great read by Abram. Brought him down, but did he get enough for the 1st? He picks up 5. The spot will tell. They get the 1st down.
I live it. Yes, from the 41-yard line. Herbert looks back the other way. Dangerous pass, but gets away with it, and Ekeler has a lot of room to roam and finally gets taken out of bounds there. Ekeler, a little bit of room and a lot of good moves there to take. Under 3 now to go. Again, it's Ekeler underneath, looking for the sideline to stop the clock.
Herbert for Ekeler. Ekeler with a couple of blocks in front of him across the 30 and out to the 35, and a 1st down for the Chargers, where he is brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
Lofty totals to live up to.
Those are
like that lofty totals.
Nice. I see what you did there. Back to Ekeler. Can he get him their 1st rushing touchdown of the season? Yes, he can. 10 yards for the score.
It's because he's a space back. Yes, he's tough enough to run up inside the tackles, but you don't want to have him do that primarily. So with this movement and the run, he started left.
You'd like to catch some touchdown passes from Justin Herbert. On the draw, Ekeler with a lot of space. Sprinting for the pylon, and he's in for his 2nd touchdown of the day. This one from 20 yards out.
Simple draw play, and again an aggressive charge up the field.
On 1st down, it's Austin Ekeler. Couple of nice cuts. Gets into the 3rd level and still churning those legs out across the 30. Ekeler got it. And a lot more. Inside the 35. 1st down Chargers as they get the 4th down play. Ekeler wide open. Inside the 5. Touchdown Chargers. 14 yards. This time a receiving TD, and it's the 3rd of the day for Austin.
3rd down when I pointed out the 1, 2, 3 receivers. He's the 3rd receiver coming out there. A lot of Chargers bunched up in the line of scrimmage. They can't get to that area.
When your best player really on defense, Derwin James, misses a tackle, it's not your day, and they've got to turn it around fast.
This is Ekeler. Ekeler breaking free. Ekeler in the clear. Can they catch him? To the 15, the 10, inside the 5-yard line before he's brought down from behind by Greg Newsome.
Up to Phillips, and then Ekeler is off to the races.
What did he tell us about running the football? He said it'd be simple, but not easy. Ekeler. I don't know if he's finding the holes or if they're opening up in front of him, but it's getting the job done. Second and goal. Herbert under pressure, got rid of it. That's Ekeler. Ekeler to the 5. Ekeler to the end zone for the touchdown. Myles Garrett putting the pressure on Justin Herbert. Herbert stood in and delivered the ball.
Look at his get off. And what they're going to do is just set up a screen. And so the Browns, they're in zone coverage. And it looks like Owusu-Koramoah, he comes underneath the block instead of getting over the top.
Is 2nd and 10 now for the Chargers from the Cleveland 22. Ekeler. Ekeler inside the 15, 10, 5, touchdown. And there is a penalty marker down right about where he made his inside cut. On Owusu-Koramoah, the touchdown will stand.
Greg, how good of a game, how good is, there you see the face mask right there. How good of a game is Austin Ekeler having? He's been able to get the ball out so fast, they haven't been able to impact the game.
Here's Ekeler. Ekeler with running room and then some across midfield and inside the 45-yard line, brought down by Denzel Ward. Be marked down at the 43-yard line.
Well, here's Ekeler, and that is Ekeler. Just refusing to go down. Touchdown, Chargers. Well, Will Clapp, the center and right guard, they do a great job of getting the push. And so there goes Ekeler, and Clapp, he starts pushing from behind, and here comes Johnson, and they were just not going to.
Getting some players back, but they just look a little sluggish right now. They really need to turn on the gas.
Pressure coming as Herbert gets rid of it to Ekeler up the sideline. First down and much more down near midfield.
A big target for him to just catch and knife forward for a first down.
On 1st and goal, Ekeler with an opening on the left side. Ekeler lunging over for the touchdown.
And wait, look at him get patient. He sees the opening, and then he knows there's going to be a serious collision. How did he get through that? He's just so strong.
This is a Seattle team that's surprising a lot of folks. This score will surprise even more. Ekeler up the middle. He'll get the first down. Once more. Herbert. Sidearm sling, and it's a touchdown. Austin Ekeler into the end zone for 6.
Like he's going to go inside, and then he's going to break it right back out. That's just a little sidearm shot put there.
2 tight ends, an extra offensive lineman, and a fullback. Here's Ekeler, and he walks it in for his 9th touchdown in the last 5 games.
What a response by the Chargers offense, converting on 3rd downs and then running the football. Same thing. Cordero Patterson did it, ran rushing Herbert's throw.
Now with 3 wide receivers, Herbert rolling right, throws, Ekeler, touchdown.
The first play we saw that they had that misdirection. So this time around, he says, okay, you want to blitz? That means you're in man coverage.
Very difficult on the defense. That target has been talked about, how challenging it is. New York gets involved, looks at the replay, makes the decision, and Greenlaw's out of the game. Herbert is back in. Ekeler with the run there. First down to the Niners side of midfield. It is Ekeler following the fullback into the end zone. What else is new? Ekeler touchdown.
There was a flag down.
Yep. Play clock at 3. Clap the snap. It's off to Ekeler. Filer looking to lead, and a block and a dive to the 1. He's got the first down. 1st and goal.
Got to take a shot in the end zone here.
Herbert. He'll have his choice. And Ekeler, touchdown! He got it!
Instead of kicking the extra point, go to overtime. First off, let's confirm whether it's a touchdown or not. His knee doesn't come down. Watch that knee. He does a good job of keeping his feet off the ground.
Ball's
the ball
across.
crosses the plane, hits the inside part of the pylon.
On first down, setting up the screen. Here is Ekeler. Ekeler following, blocking, and out of bounds. And they're going to mark him out at about the 33-yard line.
Great to see him back and contributing significantly. 3rd and goal. Ekeler's got a long way to go. Can he get there? Oh, he's at the 1. Ball goes out of bounds. But he was out of bounds first, so no touchback. It's at the 1. Herbert hands it. Ekeler in for the touchdown. Denied from the 2 in the first quarter. They get in from the 1, and the guitar celebration.
We talked about Storm Norton being in there, but it was really the fullback on this one, Xander Horvath, who came through and made the key block, and then Ekeler just did not.
And now he is using those legs. Inside run, good. Second effort by Ekeler. First down to the 8-yard line. And this Miami defense that was on the field for 84 plays last week.
Ekeler gets by Weaver, stays on his feet. Ekeler breaks the tackle inside the 5. Ekeler trying to fight his way in, still going, and he is in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. 9th rushing touchdown of the season for Ekeler. State in Colorado.
Small, you just try and get down low, you try and burrow, you move forward.
But a big point here in this game. From the 1, first down and goal. Touchdown, Ekeler. And the Chargers strike first tonight. It's a nice block here. Trey Pipkins, the right tackle. They get a little bit of movement. You see on Zaire Franklin, and Ekeler then able to punch it in. I'm a big fan of Jim Harbaugh, so Ekeler takes it down inside the 5, and they're going to mark him just short of the end zone. Chargers hurry it up. Hand off, and now he gets it here. Ekeler, touchdown, Los Angeles. Second touchdown of the night and 16th of the season for Austin Ekeler. And just wore him down. Wore down the Colts defensive front that had shut down this running game.
4th straight game we mentioned with Williams and Keenan Allen both healthy. And this impressive drive continues. Here's Ekeler. Ekeler through a seam. Ekeler! Touchdown! His 17th touchdown of the season, and it comes in week 17 in Los Angeles.
Good feeling with the whole offense, but I love how driven he is.
Ekeler finding a seam, showing the wheels to the 20. Ekeler, house call. No flags. 72 yards for the Chargers.
Just want you to watch Filer come around, pulling right here with Bobby Wagner in the hole, and then Ekeler does the rest. The ability to run, as we talked about earlier, contact balance, running through arm tackles, and then he has the break.
Herbert will begin from the shotgun. Pocket starts to muddy, over the middle, completes. Ekeler, boy, little juke maneuver, beautiful. Keeps himself in bounds.
First down and 10, a pitch to Ekeler, running right. Nice move by Ekeler, spinning his way to the 20-yard line. Ekeler, the running back on 2nd down and 8. Play action, a screen. Ekeler, there's the record, single season, and he's still going. Ekeler slipping tacklers up to the 40. Did I say tacklers for Ekeler? Whatever it is, that's his 107th catch of the year, which is a new franchise record.